Are Chelsea ruining football? This has been an absolute joyride for Chelsea fans. The Blues have invested a serious amount of money under new owner Todd Boehly. The American might not be well versed in European football, and might still call it soccer, but he has shown great willingness to splurge massive amounts of money on players he feels can help his new toy perform wonders in the playground. So guys, today we're going to have a discussion about Chelsea's mad spending in the January transfer window, how they went about their business when they sorted out the contracts of new players, and how their spending is actually bad for the game. Or is it? Make sure to stay on till the end as we discuss this at great length. Graham Potter struggled to help the Blues mount a title charge, but that has not stopped Boehly from backing a man he personally appointed. The American businessman spent £250 million during the summer transfer window. And we all thought that this was it. I mean, how can you not be happy when you end up bringing guys like Raheem Sterling, Kalidou Koulibaly, Wesley Fofana, Marc Cucurella, and Aubameyang to your club, right? Wrong. With the club languishing around the bottom half of the top half of the table, Boehly knew that firing a manager is just too old school for him, so he decided to buck the tradition by rewarding his manager with more players. Benoit Badiashile was signed for £33.7 million, but that wasn't it. Boehly decided to invest in the future, and rather than taking a quick look at the club's excellent academy system, he signed Andre Santos for £11 million and David Datro Fofana for £10 million, with the latter being viewed as Chelsea's answer to Erling Haaland. But hey, that was not even the end of it. Atletico Madrid manager Diego Simeone was growing weary of João Felix and allowed the young forward to leave the club on a 6-month loan. That move was very similar to a husband and wife spending some time away from each other just for the sake of their emotional sanity. And Chelsea have paid for the short-term parting of ways, all £9.7 million. But as it turned out, Felix got sent off on his debut. And Boehly's proved himself to be quite a poacher, because his neighbors were gunning for Ukraine's latest sensation, Mikhailo Mudryk. The youngster was so eager to play for Arsenal that he even showed it blatantly on Instagram Reels. Unfortunately, Shakhtar decided to deal with Chelsea, who were willing to pay £88 million for him. This was definitely the heist of the century, or at least of this season, because no one expected Mudryk to join a team other than Arsenal. But hey, stranger things have happened. In total, Chelsea have spent £188 million on new players, and if this doesn't help them to a top 4 finish, then only God can help them. We don't remember any team in recent history spending so much money on players halfway through the season. But what's even more shocking to us is that Boehly has done something which is going to revolutionize how player dealings are done one way or another. Deciding to bring the American sports model, he signed a majority of players to 7.5-year deals with an option for an extra year. In European football, the best you can get out of a player is 5 years. Naturally, a lot of teams in the Premier League were not happy with this modus operandi and have even accused Chelsea of trying to cheat FFP regulations. Basically, Boehly is using these contracts to amortize the cost of a player's fee. For example, Mudryk's fee of €88 million spreads over 8 years, which means that Chelsea's annual accounts will show $11 million for the Ukrainian. It is smart though, because no one else saw that coming. But according to FIFA, this is illegal. Yeah, so FIFA statutes, if anyone actually gives a toss about them, says that a maximum contract length is 5 years, barring a few exceptions. And one of the exceptions has been exploited by Chelsea to defer the cost of their £460 million spend. Many clubs have alerted UEFA to this, and the European football's rule enforcers are now planning to set a 5-year limit for the time over which a player's transfer fee can be spread. But this will happen next summer, which means that Boehly might end up signing a few more players to long-term deals. So now you must be wondering if there's a justice system that'll stop Chelsea, or at least punish them for trying to be too clever. Here's the thing. No! Because whatever Chelsea have done right now, it's well within the current legalities under which modern clubs in Europe operate. Even if FFP were to show up at Stamford Bridge and ask Chelsea's accountant to show the big files, the man with the brown suit's going to happily do that because there's nothing shady to report. UEFA's people will go through the financials and will see that the club's spending over Mudryk is just over £9 million a year. Had he been signed to a 4-year deal, the spending would have been around £20 million. So, to cut the long story short, Chelsea are safe, even though their spending activity has been rather brazen, to say the least. But how do Chelsea's activities impact other teams? Well, if you think about it, other teams, the ones that have already struggled to raise enough funds to sign players they want, shouldn't really concern themselves with that, because at the end of the day, every club has varying levels of financial might. But of course, this will worry the likes of Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and even Saudi Castle United. Oops, we meant Newcastle United. Now, these clubs will have a unique club owner to worry about, because if truth be told, Todd Boehly's proven to be not just an owner who's willing to splash the cash, but also someone who wouldn't worry about eating from someone else's lunchbox. However, if you thought that player prices are inflated right now, think about what's going to happen next summer. Mr. Boehly's spending spree has seen him pay over the top for a lot of players. Mudryk could have joined Arsenal for less than £70 million, but the moment Chelsea entered the race and showed willingness to pay more, the game changed. Some might say it changed forever. Now, clubs would be extremely wary about their targets, and will definitely try to do whatever they can to ensure that their efforts to extensively scout a player, build a relationship with another club, and an agent does not go to waste. Imagine how hard Arsenal's recruitment team must have worked to confirm that Mudryk was the perfect signing for them. Clubs spend months before deciding whether they should spend money on a player or not, and it also comes with a cost. Rumors that are circulated by clubs or agents already add more to the original transfer value of a player, and now adding Chelsea's rumored interest is going to jack up the price again. It's all supply and demand, guys, and Boehly has flipped the script. But all this that Chelsea have done so far is going to be for nothing if they don't secure a place in the Champions League for next season. You can spend big money on all the players keyboard warriors talk about, but if you don't have a plan to get the best out of them, you're doomed to fail. Manchester United had been doing this for years following Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement. They signed players based on pedigree and media hype, and in the end, it amounted to nothing. Chelsea, we feel, are going down the same path, and if they continue acting this brazenly in the transfer market, then they'll surely be moving towards a path where there's no coming back. So guys, this was our take on Chelsea's recent activity in the transfer market and how it's unsustainable. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified about all things football.